Hello and welcome. Uh, they had a great show tonight on Guard Dogs Inc. Some great information and some good giveaways. I'd like to go back and say hello to Eileen. She was first in chat. Dave Archer, Monty Sheets. How y'all doing? So I'm not only streaming on YouTube, but I'm also streaming on Facebook. So if you hear me talking to someone on Facebook, yeah, that's because the sun. I got the light right above the computer. Is that better? How you doing, Jeff? Hey, Travis. Yeah, I have to make a little shade for the camera because if I don't, the light right above the computer is gonna make it look a little blurry. So how's everybody doing tonight? I do want to talk some about this trash bag challenge that I've been doing and I am going to continue to do. No, only if you dumping in the trash can, Kelly. But me and a couple people have been talking about how we can do this trash bag challenge, the trash challenge, and I am working on. I know. Let me rephrase this. Yakshore has been doing great this month on collecting trash. Hey, Mrs. Yak, how you doing? That's all right. He can pop up when he wants to, when he's ready. Hey, Grey Wolf. But let me go farther back. When I first started this trash bag challenge, it was for 2 years. For the first 2 years, it was between Alicia and Snake. The second year, Snake came in within a pound and a half behind Alicia, and she won 2 years in a row. Now, the second year, the third year, it was Turtle Lady and a couple of other people, and she wiped it out with 998 pounds. And she won big on that one. Now, this year, I'm going to let this person, when he comes up, go through the pains, the struggles, and everything he had, all the hard work and labor he did to clean up the bank line and the shoreline where he went. I want him to talk about it, his pros, his cons of doing this, and let's see what he feels like. And if you guys would please share this out and get more people in here, that'd be great. I am working on another, getting someone else that also does the trash bag challenges on YouTube and Facebook to see if they can come up and talk about the trash and stuff and how it's affecting the waterways and stuff like that. So that'd be a good thing. But I am working on getting more people interested in helping me promote this and get it out there. Where's that guy at? Now, if you guys have heard of anything about Rivers Are Life, on Facebook. Please go check them out. Because
Just like
there he is.
there I am. All right, I'm here. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I am good. Chilling out here with the kiddo. Had to get her ready for bed. She had to have a bath.
Aw.
So, yeah, trash.
I want to let you loose here in a minute to explain how this trash bag challenge was for you. But I have one question.
Okay.
Did you ever go back and get that muddy swamp chair?
No, I did not. I was not able to get anybody to come with me, and it was like a 4.5 foot drop, and I knew I couldn't lift it up by myself without getting hurt. So, unfortunately it's still there.
I had to ask is that would have been the icing on the cake.
Oh, for sure. But there was no way I could do it safely. And like anything else we do, safety is number one. So
hey, that's where a rope and a bumper comes in handy.
Yeah.
But you have to have rope.
That's true. And I had rope and I had a bumper, but again, I know you saw the video. I don't know if I actually had enough emphasis on it, but that slope, if a car would have spun out or slipped at all, I'd have been in the river with it too. So,
I understand that. I understand that.
Yeah, no, trust me. If I'd have had a 4-wheel drive truck or something that was heavier, not my Outback, then it wouldn't have been a big deal. I would have tried it, but
now we were talking about you doing a video on the trash bag challenge and stuff like that. But I want your feedback on what you think of the trash bag challenge, both pros and cons.
Well, so pros, I think no matter what anybody says or what anybody involved with it thinks about it, it's a good cause, right? It flat out is a problem. People are gross. People are disgusting. There's many theories. Not that we're getting any of that, because some people are way, way off in space with some of those theories. One guy I know that I fish with, he's fully convinced that aliens don't visit us anymore because we've polluted the earth too much. General consensus, even with those far off opinions or just the normal everyday person, is trash is bad. There's too much of it being just tossed away and not being dealt with. Now, granted, no matter what we do, there's going to be some stuff that we can't fix, some stuff that can't go away. Depends on the type of waste, right? But for most fishermen or anglers or boaters, most of the stuff that gets tossed is just simple household trash. At least half of it could technically be recycled, and then the other half of it really could just go in the garbage can of the house, but instead they just want to toss it out of the river and not worry about taking it home with them. So there's people suck. That's what it boils down to.
Okay, the next question. How many yards or feet of bank do you think you cleaned in this 1 month?
Well, I haven't posted all the videos yet, but most of.
Wait a minute. Let me see if I can do this real quick.
Well, so a lot of the places I went to are boat launches. Like I did do bank spots. Don't get me wrong, and all of them had some bank to fish, but a lot of not immediately in my town, because the ones in my town are run by the river park or by the state, so those are pretty much maintained all the time. I went off to like the backwoods, small town boat launches in the area outside of Chattanooga, and a lot of them. There's quite a few that are just straight up dump spots. Now, granted, there was 2 or 3 that I went to that normally would be a dump spot that either somebody had already hit or somebody hadn't been to yet. I guess hadn't thrown anything away yet. Like the one spot I like to carp fish a lot normally has a giant pile of trash and a fire pit, and people use that trash as fuel for that fire, which is stupid. So I went there thinking I'm going to bag 3 or 4 bags of trash there. Well, I went there and there was nothing. There wasn't even a fire pit. Everything was gone. So I don't know if the locals that lived down that road got sick of it and took care of it, or if TWRA did something about it because it's right next to the boat launch there too. But then another spot I went to, I was leaving the very last spot. I was leaving that spot when I saw two bags right at the beginning. Like it had, when you pulled in, it had like a circle parking lot, and then it had a circle that was actually the launch itself that went around down the hill and back up. And when I was pulling out of there, I saw two bags. I was like, cool, I'll grab those quick. Well, when I went to grab them, that's where the mattress came from. That's where there was all the internal shelving for a refrigerator. There was a dead deer. I mean, and a couch that was completely. I don't know how long that couch had been there. I couldn't get it out. It was so much in the dirt. There was literally like one cushion sticking out. So what I was targeting were these further out away from town spots because I knew there would be an abundance of trash because there's nobody there watching anybody that's launching boats. And granted, there's other spots too. I'm sorry, what?
Before I bring up this third screen with the video on it, I want to say hi to a few people that came in. Ashley Brady, Gray Wolf, Butterflies and Sunshine, welcome in. Who else was it I missed? Cat Claws, welcome in. But I have a video of someone doing a trash bag challenge.
Hi.
You ready for this one?
Whenever you are, man.
You see it, right?
I see. The video is up. I see it. Yes.
Morning, everybody. This is day 2 of the 3-day sprint for 1,000 pounds. I am currently at the creek access for North Chickamauga Creek up here by Saudi Daisy. There's a kayak launch. The creek is right under that bridge right there. You have to go down this trail to get down to it. Then the parking is right over there next to this bridge. So pick up some trash and then we'll hit the next spot, see what happens. Morning, everybody. This is day 2 of the 3-day sprint.
Explain that spot where you went there.
So that spot, literally, again, I was trying to hit stuff outside of town. So that particular spot is off of Thrasher Pike, which is roughly 20 minutes from where I live. But it is outside of, you have the main part of Chattanooga. We live in Red Bank. Then there's Hickson, Harrison, and then eventually goes to Ooltewah, Cleveland on the one side. And the other side, it goes up to Saudi Daisy, Sail Creek, et cetera, et cetera. Well, once you get out of Chattanooga and out of Hickson, that's where you start getting these dump spots. So that spot in particular, there's a train that goes right there by there too, right? So you have people that throw stuff off the train. You have young punks that are out there on a Saturday drinking that throw away their beer bottles there. The sheriff sits there and gets people when they're coming down the hill too fast. But right there, that bridge is actually a wildlife management area called Thrasher Bottoms, and it's connected to that creek. But that creek access is right there to get to that. And what it is a spot where a couple of roads intersect, and you get stopped there by trains a lot. So you have people that are just waiting there impatiently eating their lunch or smoking whatever, waiting for the train to go by. And then you can literally sit there. If you're sitting there stuck with them, you see people throw stuff out the window all the time. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go there. That's the first spot out of town. And literally my plan was that was the second day. My plan was originally was to go around the east side of the lake all the way up to Highway 60, which is about an hour, I guess, away from my house. Cut across the river up there because it's part of the Tennessee River, and then come down the west side. Well, the first day I got all the way up to the point where I would start crossing the river, but I ran out of time. And so I called it a day, came back, and then the second day I went ahead and hit the west side, and that was the first spot on the west side. So I literally was doing the same path, but it was backwards the second day. And that was the first spot. And literally I picked that spot because I know people throw stuff away there. And it's still a bank access. And it's, even though that launch is small, that parking lot for it's huge. Like there's guys that go down there to be 20, 30 people launching kayaks at a time in that creek. and it takes I think it's like half a day to go from there almost all the way down to the dam down that creek. So I mean, it's a long paddle.
I know the first day you sent me a video of your weight was around between 99 pounds and 102 pounds total. And next thing I know, you're pushing 900 and change in pounds trying to break 1,000.
So the very first day I picked up trash, I went and tried a new spot down at Suck Creek that I had never been to, and I planned on doing an all-night fishing trip. And the idea with that was I'm going to pick up trash while I'm fishing in the spot that I'm actually fishing at, but right down from there, like 100 yards in one direction, and like for the next half a mile in the other direction, there's primitive campsites. And when I was pre-baiting that spot for carp,
God.
I'm sorry, hang on a second.
Anthony.
What too tight? Are we good?
Yes. I need help.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'll be right back. Something happened with the kids too.
Hey, Ashley, Butterflies, 205, Nephew Austin, all welcome in. How are you all doing tonight? This is Yak Shore. He is a contestant in September's trash bag challenge, and we're going to find out. There's two other people that was involved, and I have yet to find out. I'm going to check my email real quick and see if they sent me anything in email for the trash. Let's go this way. All mail. Because they were supposed to have it in before the end of September. Well, that'll come out in a minute. We will be doing it in October again. Austin. Hey, Ting Ting, how are you? Welcome in, Ting Ting.
Sorry about that. For those who don't know, my daughter has a feeding tube, and we tried she's wearing a different pair of pajamas than normal, so we tried weaving the tube through her leg, but she got stuck. So she was pulling this tube out of her stomach. That's why she was fussing so much. So we're good now. All right. Anyway, sorry. So the first day I was doing this all-night fishing trip, and the idea was I'm going to clean up while I'm fishing, and then when I get done fishing, I'm going to hit all these other sites, because I was fishing on the Sunday night into Monday, so I knew all the guys that were camping were going to leave. And so that first day, I only hit 4 spots. But the one, what's the matter? Oh, good. The one spot where that chair was, there was 2 tents, 2 groups of people camping, and so they left a bunch of beer bottles. They had 2 fire pits with a bunch of stuff in it. There wasn't anything real heavy there other than the glass bottles. The next spot, they had a part of an old basketball goal, like the the plastic ones that had the plastic pipe instead of the metal pipe. Had that. It had the backboard was shattered, but they had the frame for the backboard there. I guess they had planned on shooting hoops while they were there. And then behind that, there was a stash of bottles and Coke cans and whatnot. And then there's also this part was gross. I'm not gonna lie, but they weigh a lot, so I was grateful. But there was a giant pile of used diapers. So and that stuff doesn't go away. If you guys have ever seen the inside of diapers,
that you use gloves or something else to pick them up with instead of your hands.
The very first day, I did not have anything with me. It is what it is. I know I have a kid. I know where to grab diapers and not get stuff on you because I've been there. So I was safe about it, but it was gross. But these ones had been rained on enough. Like they were starting to turn green. There wasn't like any fecal matter, if you will, if I could say that without getting anybody in trouble. Was not there. It was literally just the diaper completely swollen with water, right? So those weighed a lot. Yeah, Austin, it's pretty bad. I will say though, one thing about this challenge that was pretty funny. I found enough lingerie, like not normal underwear, like lingerie and bras. I probably could stock a whole entire Victoria's Secret at least twice. It was I swear I saw at least two at like every single spot I stopped. It was gross. Like, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like I said, people are gross. It's something we got to deal with. It is what it is.
That's how this world is nowadays.
Right. So yeah,
It went from a God-fearing country to Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right. So, like I said, I hit these. I think there's six primitive campsites in that area that are right there on the river. One of them, there was a guy living in his van there, so I didn't stop there. Then there was one. I don't know if these guys camped there months on end at a time, but they had been there for at least 2 weeks and hadn't left yet. So I only hit those 4 spots, the one I fished at and the other 3. And that was the first day with the 99.96 pounds or whatever it was I had for you. Well, then I got sick and my daughter got sick, like back to back. So for like 2 weeks, I couldn't do anything really because I was either giving Shayna a break because she was at home with her while she was sick and not being able to work, or I was having to stay at home. And because I was not feeling good. And then I went in and finally got back into it because I'm at this point, I'm like, I don't know who's in this. I don't know who's ahead. I don't know anything. I'm like, I got to get some weight. So what am I going to do? You say hi to the camera? Yeah. Hi. So I'm like, I got to get into this thing. What can I do? And I was like, I'm going to go to these spots. I'm going to take these trash bags. I plan on filling up my car. And then if I have to, I'll come back and get the trailer and go back. But then I decided against that. I went ahead and rigged up the trailer, which is my kayak trailer. I don't know if you guys saw any pictures.
205 says it right. Good right there.
Yes, nature can live without man, but man can not live without nature. That's a fact. But so I went ahead and rigged my kayak trailer, took my kayak off of it. Yeah.
I think I have that video.
I took a piece of old privacy fencing, laid across it, and then that first day I found so much stuff. The back of my car was full. Because the very first spot on that day I found an old TV. So I was like, okay, but the screen was shattered, so I couldn't put it. I couldn't put it on the trailer, so I had it in the back of my Subaru. And then by the end of that day, when I came back, I stopped because I knew I could not put anything else on the trailer without sides on it because I knew it was going to fall off. No matter how many straps I put on it, there was no way I could get it to not just squeeze out like jelly. So then I got home the next morning. I forgot that we had some leftover short field fence. So I went ahead and spun that around and zip tied it to the racks I have on there for my fishing rods. And jerry rigged a cage basically on the trailer. And that was what did the ticket. I hit these spots. The first day of the last 2 days, I see the first spot there was a TV. The next spot, I had one bag of beds. Somebody had burned a mattress, and a bed frame. So all the metal springs from inside the mattress, I had all those in a bag. And that was from the first spot. That and the TV. On the way out of that boat launch, there was somebody had bought a door and all the packaging from it, the outside plastic pieces and the cardboard. They had. This is how bad it is. Okay. I can understand just chucking trash out the window, because you're lazy. But when you're putting effort into not taking it home, is a problem. They literally stacked this pile of cardboard and plastic wrap and everything, and then put a pile, like a couple pieces of tree branches on top of it. Like, come on. You put effort into not taking that home.
They put effort in it trying to hide it, but they didn't put that good of effort.
Right. And then Shana reminded me that first day also, the third spot I went to, because what this one is, it's you go out off of Harrison out towards Eagle Bluff golf course, and there's a slough you pass by. Well, there's a boat launch behind the slough. That was the first spot I went to. And then you go around the corner, and there's another boat launch, and that was the second spot. And then the third spot, in between those two, there's a 90-degree turn, and the couple that owns it have made it a primitive campsite, free use, doesn't cost anything, but it's supposed to be a leave no trace type setup, right? So you're supposed to take away all your trash. You're not supposed to cut down any trees, all that good stuff. But I went down there because, again, you can fit 2 tents down there. There's 2 fire pits, and both of them had beer bottles. I found a pair of shoes. I found a bra. I found a bunch of old DVDs, some appropriate, some not. All that good stuff. While I was bagging those up, one of the locals saw me with my trailer. I don't know if he thought I'm pretty sure he thought I was dumping, because obviously all you saw was trash bags on this trailer and in the back of this vehicle. Because he went by me, came back around, got out of his car, and walked very fast down the hill towards me. And I told him good morning, and he said, "Oh," as I was putting trash in bags, and I had 4 of them bagged up, ready to go up the hill. And he, of course, told me thank you, all that good stuff. And he's one of several, actually. I got stopped by several people that either, I don't know if they just thought I was dumping, or if they were telling me thank you because they could, or what. But I met a lot of people while I was doing this too. But he offered to take it off my hands and put it in his trash can because his wasn't full and his trash was getting dumped that day because I was still within that area's city limits. And of course, I told him what was going on, and we were doing it by weight, and I needed to weigh it. So I told him I'd pass, but I appreciate it. And then he told me again if I changed my mind, he gave me his address, told him, which trash can I put it in if I needed to, whatnot. And of course, I told him, I was honest. When we're doing this stuff, there is no way to 100% get every piece of trash that's down there. The hamburger wrappers or the McDonald's bags, those get wet enough and stay there long enough, they fall apart as soon as you pick them up. They just disintegrate.
Yeah, they just deteriorate real quick.
Right. So then also, like I said, that one couch and that one spot, if it's completely under to the dirt and has been for years or, months even, if it's rained enough, it's not moving, not without just tearing it into pieces. And so there's some stuff I had to leave, regrettably. Right. Like in that third spot, there was another mattress. And there was some totes of stuff that were broken, obviously, because they've been chucked from the road. But it was, I don't know, I would have had to rappel with a rope to get down there and get that stuff, which I wasn't. I can't justify that. I got a kid. I got to come home to.
Right.
If I was single, then sure, I could have spent the whole rest of the day there getting that stuff, and probably would have had another 200 or 300 pounds just from that spot because it was a ton. I was not aware of how much got thrown there until I was started looking. And that's another thing too. I was talking to somebody else. They saw me when I was loading the trailer the second day, and stopped me, and they said, "That wasn't all from here, was it?" And I said, "No." And I looked, pointed to my left, said, "These 15 bags right here are all from this spot, and I still got a mattress to grab." You don't realize until you're actually trying to clean it up how much is actually out there. Most people are like, "Oh, I threw away one bottle. Oh, hey, I threw away one 6-pack wrapper, whatever." Right? Like, sure, that one thing is not much, but when you're the 30th person to do it in the last week and a half, that adds up really fast. And then the grass grows over it. You're moving stuff and whatnot. And luckily, I didn't have any critters living in anything I was messing with. I scared one snake. And I'm actually pretty sure the last spot somebody had killed a skunk and threw it in a trash bag. I'm not 100% convinced. I didn't open the bag. I just threw it in another bag, because it smelled awful, but it smelled straight up like a skunk. So I don't know if they got sprayed by one or if there was a dead one in there. I don't,
I think they got sprayed by them and they put their clothes in it.
Could be. Yeah. And another thing, there's a lot, and this is just being 100% honest here. There's people that just threw whole bags out there. If you're going to do this stuff, my dad told me a long time ago, my dad drives for a garbage company. One of the very first days he was trained, he was driving one of the front end loader ones. Had the forks in the front of the truck and lift over the cab and dump it in the back. They said when you're dumping trash, never look at the mirror. because if you look in the mirror, you become responsible for what's in that can or in that bag.
Oh,
So
really?
I did not. So I did right. So if in his case, the reason they tell him that was because a lot of times bodies get found right in dumpsters and stuff. Well, if you don't see it, you're not responsible. If you do
Right.
see it, then you have to call the cops, and you can't drive anywhere else till they come out and all that good stuff. If somebody threw something that's illegal put in there, such as any kind of not that we have a lot of that around here, but nuclear waste or some sort of chemical thing or a bunch of tires, stuff like that, stuff that the dump won't take without charging extra money or anything. Again,
Right.
if you don't see it going in the truck, it's fair game. So that mindset I've always been taught. It always stuck with me, I guess I should say. It wasn't really taught to me. I don't do garbage for a living. So yeah, a lot of the bags, I'd find a bag, and instead of opening it up and seeing what's in it, I would just throw it in another bag and then weigh it. Because at that point, that trash bag is trash, also.
Right.
And so that was the mindset I went by. So probably a third of the bags themselves that I picked up were a bag that was already there that I just threw another bag in, threw it in another bag so I could weigh it, because it was, it may have been slightly sun faded. It could have ripped when I picked it up, could have had something on it that I didn't need to have on me or whatever, stuff like that. So
So I called you diaper yak.
yeah, I saw that already.
Are you ready for this next video?
Sure.
I don't know if you know which one it is, but
I have no clue. I think I probably sent you 30 videos.
you sent me a good pile of them. So
I tried. So because this is supposed to be recorded, I was trying to be as honest with everybody as possible. I did my best to, when I showed up at a spot, explain where that spot was, why I was there, why it was legal for this. Because you said it had to be either public water, public access to water, or a boat launch. That was the three things I was told. So that's what I went by.
Basically said state parks, city parks, hiking trails, boat ramps, rivers, lakes, everything public, but no household trash and no trash from your car.
Right. Well, so speaking of that, that's another. You bring up another good point. So a lot of this stuff, pop bottles.
Come on up when you get a chance in Florida.
Pop bottles, bags, all that stuff. It is technically household trash, right?
Right.
I actually, when I took that trailer, which you saw how big that trailer was, when I took that trailer to the place, the guy tried to get me not to dump it because he's like, it looks like household trash. I'm like, dude, I have videos for every single one of these bags I picked up, exactly where I got them from. These came from the lake. I understand they look like burger wrappers and fast food stuff and bottles and whatnot, but they did not come from my house. I don't drink half of this garbage. Because I'm really picky my beer anyway when I do drink beer, and so a lot of the stuff was not something I would ever drink. The energy drink cans, I can't have them. The caffeine makes me all jittery, so I don't drink energy drinks very much. So a lot of there's no way this was all me. And he literally tried to get me to stop, and I said, "Look, man, if I need to call the city and get permission, I will. But this is literally not mine. This is literally from the river and from the lake and from boat launches between here and, like I said, an hour away and back. I'm literally just doing it to help clean up the river, doing it for this challenge thing. If I have to go to Cleveland, take it to the dump and pay extra money to dump it because I'm not from the county, then whatever, that's fine. But I would not have brought it here if it violated the rules, because I go there all the time. I know you're not supposed to do household trash. But that was one of the biggest hurdles, I guess, was that because if he'd have stopped me dead in my tracks, I would have had to go 40 minutes away, and I forget how much it was going to cost me. But I think they charge like $40 a ton, so it'll be like $20. But it still would have been a hassle. So I'm glad that he went ahead and just let me do it anyway. But it was a mess.
I'm gonna wait for Florida Flash to come up, then we'll play this next video. Because there's two other people that there's actually three others that two signed up for the challenge, and the third one was on the fence, and he was going to let me know if he's going to do it or not. So third one backed out because he never said yay or nay.
Gotcha.
One Lloydie from overseas was going to do it for the prize, but he wouldn't be able to get to a grand prize.
Right.
I haven't got anything from him, but Don R, he was going to do it, but his health failed, so I don't know how far he got with that.
Right. Well, like I said, with any of these challenges, all of us work jobs. All of us have families to take care of, or somebody else to take care of, or things we have to do. Right, responsibilities. We're all adults. I took what ended up being 3 days off to do this total. I mean, like not took from work. It was days off. I was scheduled off to do this. And
Mr. Eric, how you doing, bud?
Hey, how's it going, Dana?
hey,
Sorry, I just saw your invite there. I was watching the Raiders game earlier and totally spaced out with all the moving and everything we've been doing today. So
I got a video I think you'd like to see, Eric.
doesn't matter. Excuse me.
I got one of many videos from Yak Shore. I think this one you'd like to see. On this one, Eric.
oh yeah.
Joey, baby, stop. Get off.
Come on up. There we go.
All right. Tighten down. Gonna have to go slow, unfortunately, because it's taller than the side of my trailer.
Get off, baby.
May or may not get pulled over. We'll see. Hopefully not. And given the circumstance, I'm sure as long as I see I'm driving reasonably, that'll be all right. But don't forget, we got that full. It's got the big old TV and some stuff, and then the whole entire back seat's full of bags. Oh, now we're off to go get the weights. All right. Tighten down. Gonna have to go slow, unfortunately, because it's taller than the side of my trailer.
But yeah, that back.
Now,
back
how much? What was that weight there on that trailer?
if you look at one of the last, I think I sent it to you. That trailer was, I think it was 5560 is what it weighed before. That's trailer and car. My job
Right.
my job deals with semi truck trailers, and we weigh them out on this big scale. So I went ahead and pulled on it with me in the car.
Anthony?
Oh, hang on again. You're killing me, kiddo. Oof.
Oh, Jesus, I gotta be careful.
Hang on, guys. I don't know. Oh, kid fell behind the bed. So yeah, I pulled on this trailer with me in the car and the stuff in the car. And what I did was I took the weight before, went to the state transfer station, dumped all the stuff, came back and weighed it with me in the car still, but with nothing trash wise in there, right? And it was 5560 before, and it was 4560 after.
Right.
Which put me at a grand total of 1,099.96 pounds. So I was 0.04 short of 1,100 pounds.
Nice.
Of junk.
So we'll just give you 1,100 pounds, which last year was Turtle Lady's weight was 980 something. So basically, you smashed Turtle Lady's record.
Well, I told her I was coming for it. So.
And you, since Lordy didn't send in his weight, and I didn't get no weight from Don R., you're the winner.
Works for me.
This is great, but even though
Doctor,
we have $500 still going from Eric, that would be going in for October's prize pool. So if anybody wants to get in for October, we still have $500 in prizes from Eric. Yeah, sure. You get the 3-day Airbnb, right? And the 2-day guided fishing trip.
That's cool. I was excited about that, and so was my wife. And she may not have actually been out there bagging the trash with me, but if it wasn't for her,
if it wasn't for her taking care of the baby, you wouldn't be able to get out there and do it.
Exactly, because I spent the first day I spent I think 3 hours. The second 2 days where I loaded the trailer and everything, those were
long
days. Like the one day I started at 9 o'clock. I didn't get done till 3. The other day I started at 8:30 and got done at 2:30 of just picking up trash, and that wasn't including hauling to the station or getting it weighed or any of that stuff.
We have Backlash came in. We have Gray Wolf Outdoors that came in, and I want to say a big thanks to Florida Flash, because he stepped up 3 years in a row and has provided prizes for this trash bag challenge. And we'd like to get everybody that's either involved or not involved with picking up trash to help us get this out there to where we can get more people here involved on it.
Yeah,
Involved in it.
I thought there were. Honestly, I thought there'd be more people in it this time. But
There would be two.
well, but I mean, there is a lot going on in the world, right? So I mean, things changing. Like, I haven't told everybody else about this yet, but I actually am getting laid off in December. My company is shutting down, so we're
Hey, Josie, come back here.
doing extra. We're looking around for jobs and stuff right now too. So life gets in the way. I mean, I can understand that, but I would have thought there would have been a few more. And I do challenge anybody who wasn't in it this time to hop in the October one. And I challenge anybody who, didn't want to get in it at all to go ahead and do it. Because I did 1,100 pounds. But if I did it next month, there's no way I get 1,100 pounds because there's not going to be that much there again, right?
I don't know. You never know.
People do dump stuff. Don't get me wrong. But I've hit all the ones close to the house. I mean, it's true.
It could be popular.
Well, and the key to it is not just, you got 1,100 pounds. It's getting every single person that heads out to the water or to a national park or out in the nature to you see a McDonald's wrapper, you see a pop can or something, just pick it up. Just pick it up and go in the trash. It keeps it out of our water. It keeps it out of nature.
Oh yeah.
To clean it up. So this is our appreciation, like Dana said before, to get this started, get the movement going, is getting people like you. It's like, shit, I can get a 3-day vacation. That you come down here and go fishing. It's $700 a day minimum, and then look at paying to stay at a Airbnb in our area in Crystal River. I don't know if you know much about it with the manatees and all that, but during the peak season, if you come between December and April, you're going to pay $200 plus a night for hotels. The good hotels, Holiday Inn Express, and an Airbnb is going to cost you $150 to $250, $300 or more. So you're a nice $1,500, $2,000 stay, and we catch fish. I mean, I can't guarantee it. Everybody says you go fishing. I like to think we go catching.
Right.
It's trout, redfish, snook. We catch cobia, mangrove snappers. I'm gonna go out with a couple other guides before you get down there if you want to do the fishing. And sheephead, I don't know what time you're planning, but that December through March, the sheephead's freaking crazy down there.
Right.
And I'm going with a guide. I go with other guides. I'm not a guide yet, but I go with guides. And man, sheephead's one of the best eating fish you can get.
I've been told that. I've never had one, but I've been told
amazing. That. And they're gnarly little sons of bitches with their little goofy ass, human-looking teeth in their mouth.
I've seen them. They look crazy for sure.
We appreciate somebody like you getting that kind of amount of trash out of the water is freaking amazing. But if it's going to take time, and it's going to get people like you posting videos and other people to get built to his trash bag challenge. What I would like to see is not as much as. You're getting 1,100 pounds. That's great. Well, I'm hoping Dana will keep doing stuff like this year after year, and we get more people to donate to the cause to make the prizes good and bigger every year. But it's to get, like, I take my grandkids out. We go out in my house, and we bought this land up in Michigan we're building on, and these dumbass people, meth heads, had used it for a trash place.
Yeah.
But my grandkids come out, and I give them a little bit of I give them fruit snacks every time they pick up some trash out of my yard. So now we go out in public, and they see some trash, man, they go running to grab that trash and throw it in the trash can. It's they love it. So get as many people as you can to just be
do it.
Yep. But it's amazing.
Yeah.
Up with 1,100 pounds. That's just great.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that much. I was hopeful, but
it makes the whole.
Would you like to answer?
I'm sorry. What?
Would you like to answer Gray Wolf Outdoors question?
What do you need to do? You need to tell Avid, hey, I want in on this. You go out there, take either a Walmart bag or a garbage bag. You fill it up with whatever's in that spot, as long as they public. Avid will give you the list again, but it's hiking trails, boat
It's
launches.
national parks, city parks, state parks, lakes, rivers, even campgrounds that are all public. And you pick up the trash, put it in either a shopping bag or a trash bag, and you have a fishing scale that can go up to 100 pounds, and you weigh it out, and you send in the picture or video like Jack Shore did for the month of October, and the one with the most trash wins.
But yeah, I like I said, I sent him a video when I got to the spot, told him where I was at. I tried to do a vague, like if I could see it from where I was sitting, I'd show what I was going to pick up. I'd pick it up, I'd weigh it. Obviously, you can't weigh a mattress, so I threw it on the trailer, and most of the dumps have a scale. If not, I'm willing to bet a lot of as long as they're not foreign trade zones. Most places that have a scale, they'll let you borrow it. You can pull on it and check it. You just have to let them know ahead of time or talk to them ahead of time. The one I work at, it is a foreign trade zone, so I had to go through security and everything. But I have clearance because I work there. But that's how I did the big stuff that I couldn't put in bags. And the biggest bag I weighed that didn't rip
45 pounds.
was 45 pounds.
It was actually more than probably, but we went
Um,
with flat
It was
I think
somewhere.
you had to do more than that, but it ripped.
Well, so this is the key. Use the black garbage bags, the heavy duty ones, and then the second thing is use fish grips,
Right.
because it gives you a wider point of contact, so it spreads the weight out a little more, so it doesn't want to rip as much.
And they don't rip. Hey, little guy.
I did rip several pages. Can you say hi, Josie? Can you say hi? See, I stole my daddy's heart. He's wrapped around my finger. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, as you were saying, Eric, before I cut you off,
What's that? I've lost that train of thought.
you were talking about trying to get more people involved in
Yeah,
this.
you know what? And speaking of that, Avid, it's probably been 2 weeks ago, probably. I actually had time to sit down at night and watch TV. I pulled up my iPad, was watching a little. Mike from Mike's Fishing Home was on, and he saw me pop up, and he said, "Let me know." And I think you were in the chat that night. You might remember. He said that I'd be proud of him. He said, "Florida Flash, be proud of me." He was out there fishing that night, and he was going on about he walked up into the parking lot and all this trash was in the parking lot before he pulled a rod out of his car. He started picking up trash and throwing trash in the trash can and was telling people that were there that threw some trash on, how they need to pick up. So, it's catching on. It's not, guys going out and getting 1,100 pounds, but Mike's out there and it bothered him that there's this trash right there, stuff that he'd walked by before. And because he's been on Kevin's block, he knows, what that I've made videos and I've chatted with Mike. So, he knows that we're trying to get this going, and it resonated. It was right there in the back of his brain, and he did it. And then he talked like freaking 15, 20 minutes about the whole conversation and situation, and was trying to get other people to do the same thing. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for people like you that are going to go out and freaking haul ass and, bring in tons of freaking weight. But it's also the guys that are be like, holy shit, there's a freaking trash can right here.
That part blew my mind.
And
so yeah, literally, my wife, we were at Walmart today, actually. My wife and I were at Walmart this morning, and a guy was loading groceries into his car. He's parked next to a cart corral. Well, every single cart corral at the Walmart near our house has a trash can by it. We literally watched him take stuff out of his car and throw it into a cart in the cart corral less than 5 feet away from the garbage can.
You can call me.
No, I'm just saying, it bothered you too. It bothered me. Now, granted, I wasn't opening my door, going out and trying to fight the guy. She was mad. She opened the door and I was like, "Get back in the car." I said, "This guy was huge. Like, I'm a big dude, but if she'd made him mad, I probably would have lost."
I did yell at him.
So she did yell at him across the parking lot while he was leaving, but I was like, I told her to get back in the car. That's like, I'll take care of it. We'll go put it in the garbage can. So big deal.
So we know who's got the balls in the family then, right?
Oh, it's definitely my wife for sure.
Yeah.
But I can't back it up. Let's just be
The
real.
whole
But
thing about the trash bag
she's 5'1" and as cute as this one almost. And yeah, she's feisty, but she's gonna get me killed someday.
I don't care. I'll lose.
The whole thing about this trash bag challenge is making awareness,
Right.
getting people aware of what's going on and what needs to be done, to where if they see it, they can help do it. Or like that one gentleman did to you, he offered to take some and put it in his trash can at his house.
Well, yeah. So he was, like I said, he was one of 5 people that talked to me. He talked to me that day. The 7th or 8th stop. Another one of those far off ball launches. I actually talked to a guy who saw me picking up trash and told me thank you because it was the lack of people like me that caused one of the other ones to get shut down because it became such a bad dump spot. And then in that same spot when I was leaving, that guy had told another guy that pulled up what I was doing. He came and told me thank you too. And then the next day, I went to another spot, and the guy that was living next to that boat launch came out and talked to me for a good 40 minutes while I was picking up trash, telling me thank you, telling me stuff that he's seen, stuff they've done in the past. That guy had a friend that had ran some sort of construction company, so there was times where they were using bulldozers and pulling out washers and dryers and stuff from that because people would dump them there. It's absolutely insane.
That's great. That's great. People are doing that.
It is. Don't get me wrong, but again, reiterates the point of people suck because you already loaded it into your truck to go dump it. Why not just take it to the right spot and be done with it?
Right. They don't want to pay that money, so they find somewhere else to dump it and make it hard on everybody else to fish there. And Corps of Engineers and the fishing game and the biologists can close that place off.
Right.
If we don't show them that we're willing to pick up the trash and clean it up to keep it open for those bank fishermen,
right,
then shut it down.
And one thing that I appreciate, now I've been doing this for years. I think I was 23 yeers old. I'm going to be 50 here in a few months. But I'm 23. I've been going out to the Maumee River. We do the walleye run and do some fishing. And anglers just drive me freaking nuts because you see these guys bringing their packed lunches out there. Guys are actually taking beer out there, which is illegal. Throwing their line on the ground. So we would pick this up, and I would tell my buddies, hey, we'll take out more than we take in. Always. So for 27 years almost, saying that's been my motto. Take out more than you take in. And then I saw Avid one day a few years ago live with this, and it kind of made me think about it. I still do it. I always pick up trash when I see it, but it made me pick up even more and think about it. But so I started getting involved with this, and I think I told them last time we were up here, we had a class reunion this year. We're all freaking drinking beer and having a good old time, kayaking about 6 miles, and I see a beer can, and it's in the brush, man. I'm going over there. I'm beating feet with my kayak to get it, and everybody's like, "What the hell are you doing?" So then the next thing you know, some of my buddies they're pissed off, so they're doing it. We're starting working to pick the stuff up, but the owner of the kayak place, the canoe rental area, and there's tens of thousands of people that go there time. He's going to allow us to put up a sign. I'm going to get a sign made up this year. He's going to put it up where everybody docks out there, and I got to figure out whether it be like challenge or just something about picking up trash. He's going to have them pick up the trash, and then if they bring trash, give them some kind of discount, maybe a 10% discount the next time they come out onto the river.
That's nice.
So I think that's going to be pretty big, pretty huge, to get thousands of people aware of picking up the trash on the river. But I kind of want to play off of that to where, get them to do that, but then maybe have something else that's there about when you're out in like any of the public uh, areas to pick up your trash. Just be conservative.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be a freaking slob. So
Right.
it's starting to work, Gavin. I mean, it's going to take a while catching on. And I'm sure you've been a little frustrated. You haven't seen hundreds or thousands of people involved. But even if you got hundreds of people involved, but you get one person pulling in 1,100 pounds, another person pulling 1,000. There's a ton. That's 1 ton of trash that's not out there in.
I will say this: the last 3 winters did have an impact on society out there in Bluff. Alicia had a couple people come up and was talking about what she was doing, why she was doing it, what it was for. She made the awareness. Angelina made the awareness. Snake River and a couple other people that went up against Angelina was making awareness. But Yakshore really brought it in the focus when he was talking about it tonight. But he's had 4 or 5 different people in one day just come up and talk to him about it. And now you're doing it.
Another thing that I plan on doing, I mean, once I actually get time to.
How you're impacting it.
Another thing I want to do, once I get time to start making some videos for fun again and stuff, is as I end every video or start every video, and hopefully other people will do it, is, we're all nature lovers. It's just to say, hey, we're going out, I'm going to be out fishing today. And remember, always take out more trash you take in, or, something along that lines. Just get people to, hey, we're out here fishing. You see some trash, pick it up, throw it in your boat, put it in the trash can, something, catchy along the way. Like I said, my motto has always been take out more trash than you always take in. So that's what I'll be doing. And I'll plug hashtag. I'll just say, hey, this is a trash bag challenge, or let's take out more trash than we can put in. I think that's something that it doesn't take a lot to do, but it'll if it resonates with one person,
then it's more than enough.
A little bit.
Like what Yakshore did. He wasn't going up to people and talking about it. He just was out there doing it. And the people that were interested in it and proud of what he's doing just came to talk to him and made them aware.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And by the way, just so y'all know, this is a victory cookie.
Is that a chocolate chip cookie?
It originally was supposed to be chocolate chip, yes, but the butter wasn't soft enough, so I was microwaving the batter in the microwave to get the butter to melt enough, so it ended up just becoming a chocolate cookie. But I'm about to enjoy one.
The size of your head.
Yeah, I know.
This is the size of his head. Now, Eric, is it okay if I give him your phone so he can text me?
Yeah, give him all my contact information, and then we can converse to find out when you'd want to be coming down, what you want to do. I mean, you're bringing your wife, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I plan on it. Yeah.
So, and I told Avid previously, I don't know if you were in the last one. If you want to come down, it's a 3-night stay. It's we have a little 460 square foot, 1 bedroom. It's brand freaking new. Nobody stayed in it yet. It's
nice,
brand new, little in-law suite or whatever I don't know what you call it. But we're in the manatee capital of the world. Right there. Last year, when it got really cold in December down in Florida and it was below freezing, they had a manatee festival. And during that manatee festival, there was over 4,000 manatees in the river area. That's just Crystal River. We're also, you got Crystal River is up here, and then it's 15 minutes to get over to Homosassa Springs. And in Homosassa, the same thing. Manatees all come up in there. They actually have some little refuges where they can they feed them. Crystal River, they did a massive project to where you see all these starving manatees and stuff, and they have to go. Manatees will, if they get into water that's below 68 degrees or below for over an hour and a half, they'll die. So they used to go out to the coast, they'll feed, and then they come back into the river. Now there's so much grass in there, they can actually stay in the river and just feed the whole time.
Big Mike, the
Through the winter time, yeah. So December through March. So say you're coming in there and you want to go fishing one day, and then say the next day, you don't want to go fish, and your wife wants to take a trip down the river and check out the manatees. We're cool with that. So I can take you in the boat. I can take you in the boat to go out and see the manatees. You can actually anchor the boat and you can swim with the manatees. You can't touch them unless they come up to you. But if you don't want to fish both days and you want to do some of the site touring stuff, we're glad to do that. Take you out and see the manatees. If you want to go out by yourself, I can tell you every place to go, especially the best places to eat.
that resonates with me quite well.
Let's go eat some
Big
good
Mike
food.
Anthony won,
What's
and
that?
I will Anthony tell you the total weight that he had won by. Yeah, sure.
What's that? I missed that part. I'm sorry.
Big Mike wants to know who won and how much you won by.
So as of now, I am the winner, and I won with 1,100 pounds. I won by 1,100 pounds as well, I think.
I swear you won by a landslide. I don't see anybody else that was in this competition this month that could have come close to beating that with as hard as you're doing it. But you were picking up TVs. You were supposed to go get back and get a chair that was sunken in the water, but under those circumstances that you didn't, it was for your own safety is why you didn't go get that chair.
Well, and
I will commend you on. You thought of your safety and your well-being beforehand.
Well, like I said, if I had been single and it's like, oh, hey, okay, I live with my parents or I live with my roommate and they can afford for me not to work for, a while. If I hurt my back, that's one thing, right? But I have a kid, I have a wife, they both need me, so I got to be able to work. So I was
working. You got to be able to think of things that you can take out that are safe and not going to be. Hey, George Ray, welcome in, and you got to think of how you're going to do it and be safe about it without getting yourself hurt or injured out there without no way of contacting anybody.
And that's another thing too, the safety part of it. One of the biggest hurdles for me on this stuff too. I'm allergic to poison ivy, and my wife's really bad allergic to it. So like if I had it on me and she got it, we'd be going to the hospital for her kind of thing. There was spots where like you'd see a pile of trash and there was a ring of poison ivy around it. Like there was no way I could touch that. And, it's wasn't me being a jerk and leaving it. It was just like I can't go through that. Can
I get my mods to share out Yak Shore Outdoors and Florida Flashes channel links, please? And I did put a Facebook link in there. It's Rivers is Our Life. They are. Let me go back and get that again. I'll tell you a little bit more about them. I ran across them and I was watching their videos, and they really got me thinking about them because they're along the same lines of what I do, what I'm trying to push for. Let me pull it up on share it out on Facebook once I get this loaded. Come on. Close that out. Because they're river systems, they're like a environmental conservation group is what they are. And they've been pushing a lot of stuff on trash and everything. There we go. This is basically what their page is about. Keeping the rivers and streams like that clean. Because they were talking about, in one of the videos, they were talking about all the trash that are being hauled out down the rivers and everything out in the oceans and all that. So if you want to know more, please go over to Rivers Our Life Facebook page. Check them out. I sent them a message and asked to see if I can get one of them up on here as a guest and see what they could do about helping us make this awareness. So I'm trying to get them up here, and maybe a few more of you people that can help me get them up here as a guest and see what we can do about getting them as a guest and talk more about the life of the river and how we can keep it clean. So,
This
I
cookie's
thought
bigger
you
than
guys,
you.
huh?
This cookie's bigger than my daughter is.
Yeah, it's about half her body size.
You don't see this, you don't pick it
I
up.
figured I'd share you that Facebook link.
Shannon, she's gonna fall over. We got her. Okay, all right.
Okay.
They good? No, she's not
So-
small. Must not be good.
She sat down, doesn't it?
Come a cookie back.
Yeah, sure. I will be sending you his contact info.
Yeah, please do. I will talk to my wife about the options.
I will send you his phone number and his Facebook Messenger as well, so you have them both,
Sure.
and you guys can both talk about the iron out the details and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're
Thank
looking
you
forward to it.
Because I'm surprised that I knew you were gunning for 1,000, but with you being married and having a baby, I didn't think you would have hit 1,000.
Well, I'm glad I could prove you wrong. You know,
I
I
thought you was going to hit. I thought when you hit 102 pounds, you beat Turtle Lady's record. I'm like, okay, he's done. He's done. There ain't gonna be no more.
well, you said that her record was 900 and something. I was like, I gotta get it. I gotta beat it.
15 pounds, but once you broke her record, I'm like, all right, he's done. He ain't gonna worry about it no more.
Well, I had to fill up that trailer, and here's the other part, right? So much of that stuff, the mattress, the TV, all the boat launches down here give dock workers access, so they'll build a dock, and then what they'll do from there is they'll take a boat and tug it across and install it at the property rather than going through their backyard and building it. So you end up getting a lot of construction supplies that get dumped too. The one spot, I don't even know what the stuff's called. It looks like carpet, but it's some sort of insulation.
Yeah,
And
it's a waterproof insulation.
and it comes in sheets, and it's like 4 feet by 8 feet long.
Mhm.
I mean, I had 8 or 9 of those, and they're too big to put in a bag and weigh. The TV was obviously too big to put in a bag and weigh. The mattress was too big to weigh. The half a bed frame was too much to weigh.
I want to commend you on that though, because you asked me first if I would count that, and since you were already doing it, I was going to let you count it as a weight. As long as you up and got rid of it.
But when I had set my personal goal, and I saw that stuff, I told him, like, well, even if Avid doesn't count, I'm going to get it anyway because I'm going to use it towards my 1,000 pounds.
I was going to get it anyway because you had a trailer and you were serious about getting it out there and getting rid of it. And
well, I appreciate it. And, and back to Gray Wolf's question, what do you do? The biggest thing I can recommend is be in contact with, if you're doing any kind of these challenges, is to be in contact with the host the whole time you're out there because things come up. I may have been out there and never saw a mattress, but I may have found a washer and a dryer. I may have found, half a car, who knows? And it's still trash. Or even if any other challenge, oh, hey, you're supposed to, catch so many of this species of fish. Well, here's, some rare species that doesn't count normally. Does this okay? Well, you have to ask, right? It's always, the answer is always going to be no until you ask. So I was like, I'm going to ask. But again, because I set my personal goal to 1,000 pounds, I was like, I'm gonna get it either way. And I appreciate you letting me count it. Obviously, it's pretty cool.
Jefferson, this is to watch it catch on and watch everybody else get involved.
Well, and like Flash said, if one day all of a sudden you've touched 1,000 people and they're picking up one pop can or they're picking up one Walmart bag of something, it adds up fast. I went out and did 1,100 pounds, but if 1,100 people did 1 pound, that's just as impressive. You know, it's
in what they packed out. That's impressive enough as it is.
right.
Because that way there's no trash on the bank. There's no fishing game and biologists and aquarium engineers going to shut down that section of the bank.
Right.
And we're all the better. But if we get people to make aware of what we're doing to help the wildlife, help the water, help the fish,
The fishermen.
nature,
Yep.
the fishermen, but basically nature and the wildlife and everything, we help them. It's going to benefit us.
Oh, yeah.
The
Definitely.
fishermen.
100%.
But we got to get people out there to help us pick up the trash, make them aware of it to where they want to be part of it. Like Eric, he's got his family, he's got his friends making mad dashes at it.
Right.
And that's great.
It is.
And you got people that's coming up to you and talking about it and willing to help dispose of the trash.
Right. It's all about setting the example.
Yeah, it's setting an example, being letting people see you doing it. It's making it aware of what we're doing. That there's actually a community on YouTube and Facebook that's actually wanting to do something like this. That's wanting to make awareness.
Well, hey, I don't mean to cut the party short, but I do have to work in the morning, even though I'm not going to have a job in 2 months.
I was going to keep it short for you guys, for you tonight.
Well, I appreciate that. I am going to head off here. Eric, I will definitely reach out to you.
All right, sounds good. Hey, congrats. Nice
appreciate
job.
Yeah, thank you.
It.
And everybody in chat, thanks for coming up and checking it out, listening to the story. I will be posting the videos I sent to Avid. I'm going to edit them a little bit so they're a little not so clunky. And those will be up so you guys can see them if you want.
I would like to get a video for this channel where we can play it every time we do a trash bag challenge before the show.
Yeah, I'll put something together.
Like something that you and Eric has done. I'm working on a video for myself, and we can add that one to it too.
Sure.
But I want to try to get a trash bag collab video for the channel. So when we do a trash bag, we can play it before we come. I'll play it after we come on, or play it before we come on. I still got to figure out how to do that part.
That's fine. Oh, and also while I'm up here, I talked to Shayna. We can help you with that tournament you wanted to finish up next week or the week after. Either one of those 2 weekends were good for either Sunday.
What color shirt?
What color shirt you want, Shayna?
What are the options?
What are the options again?
Black, navy blue, purple, gray, and I think I can get her a pink one if she wants one.
I'll go purple.
She like purple.
All right, I got a purple.
You said 1X, right?
Yeah, 1X.
1X for size. If you got it.
X.
1X.
She said 1X.
1X.
You know how small that is, right?
I'm well aware.
I'm wearing an extra large.
She is significantly smaller than me.
Okay, I'll get one made for her.
I got you.
I am.
They don't think you big.
Too, Eric.
What's that?
What color do you like, Eric?
Anything. Purple as well. There you go.
All right. Well, I'm going to get off here, guys. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you.
And I'll catch you guys later.
Now, one of these days here, I get caught up here, Avid. I'm finishing up my house and working on my mom and dad's. We're building a new one for them and a couple of other big projects. But once I get 2 of these finished up here, I'll have some time. I'm going to head over your way. You're not that far from me. You're over by Peoria, right? Illinois?
I'm south of Peoria by about 2 hours.
So you're south of Peoria.
2.5 hours south of Peoria. I'm by St. Louis.
St. Louis.
By St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, you're probably about 5 hours from where we're at. So, but anyhow, I'm going to have to take a trip over that way, and we'll do a little collaboration, and we'll make a video, or the 2 of us, and we'll do a little something for the trash bag challenge. And
right, that'd be good.
Together, I think it'll be. We both have time. We can
because I know spots where we can do it. I know one
Yeah.
spot, basically.
You know, getting something together, you know, put our brains together, and then you know, getting a couple videos out there, and then just getting them to, you know, the key is, you know, getting people to just pick up trash. I love this trash bag challenge that you call it trash bag challenge because, right now it's kind of ambiguous. I mean, you're doing a challenge to where people go out, man, we're giving them some prizes and stuff, but I like I said, I'd seen where you had hashtag trash bag challenge, and that's something with Twitter and TikTok or whatever. I don't even know what a hashtag is.
I was trying something on YouTube for that one because I sort of did a hashtag something like that.
Yeah.
It'd get into a certain
More people see it.
Yeah, where people can see it a lot more.
But you know, the thing with that
didn't work as good as it should have.
It didn't, but you know, it takes time. But I think, you know, the thing too is it's making an awareness, getting people to be aware. But it's being that it's ambiguous, meaning it, you know, yeah, it's a trash bag challenge, but you're also challenging people to take a trash bag out with them when they're hunting, fishing, hiking, and just pick up that trash. You know, it's simple. The simplicity of an actual trash bag challenge of just picking up trash, of keeping our forests and our waterways and everything clean and litter free. You know, I don't know if you meant it that way when you first started it, is to be that simple. But as I think about it,
the challenge part when I started this was for awareness,
and that's key.
Right, the key was awareness, but I was also trying to make it somewhat of a competitive spirit for people on YouTube to get them into it, and also for them to help make the communities aware that if we don't take care of this, we're going to lose it.
Yep.
And as a fishing community, we want our bank line, our shorelines. We want our boat ramps. We want our accesses to waters and to the lakes and to the parks and to the national parks and all this stuff. Because sooner or later, they're going to shut it down.
Yeah.
If we don't take care of the trash.
Well, you know, and I think, and you know, as I think about it, I mean, we haven't had time to talk much. I know you've been probably as busy as I have, but you know, I've been in contact because we've been doing this comprehensive study on the lake that I used to live on because it's gotten so dirty. You know, went from having Cisco in it, which you have to have a very clean lake in the late 70s, to you can only see about 1.5 feet, 2.5 foot deep. So working with DNR, and I mentioned this trash bag challenge you had, and they think it's a great idea. And they said once you can get it snowballed and kicked off to where we have some verbiage or you have something that we can give to them, they'll post in Indiana anyhow, and I'm sure Michigan as well. Michigan does a much better job protecting their waterways than Indiana does. We wouldn't even go into that, but
yeah, I would like to talk to someone in Michigan about that because that would be great. How they do
my sister-in-law is we've talked about it. She's a water biologist. She did the White River Project in Indianapolis. Basically, whenever Indianapolis would get a 1/2 inch of rain, because of when they engineered the city and all of the storm drain systems, they didn't figure on the amount of growth and the capacity that it had. Every time you get a 1/2 inch of rain, it would fill up, which is, I don't know what the Colts Stadium, it used to be RCA Dome and then Lucas Oil Stadium, but whatever the Colts Stadium is, it would fill that up 70 times with sewage that was getting dumped in the White River. So she's the one that got a grant through the state and the federal government, and they basically put in like this massive, I don't know how big it is, like a septic tank underneath the city of Indianapolis, and so that it collects all that sewage, and then that gets sent off to a sewer plant, and it's not getting dumped into the White River anymore. She's actually moving to Michigan, But I contacted her, and I see her quite often. She was a very good friend of ours before I set her up with my brother, and they got married. So now it's even better. Our best friends is my sister-in-law, but she loves the idea of what you're doing. I mean, she's super swamped right now, but she said the same thing. She's like, contact. This is a great idea. Just contact the DNR, contact national forestry areas. And once we can kind of get something spitballed, like something ingenious, they can just put up, because people don't want to read a lot of stuff, right? I mean, it's like you go to Google, look at the first page, move on to the next.
Right.
You don't go to page 2 normally. And she said, get something small, some nice little sign with the trash bag challenge, pick up our trash and make it catchy to where people, especially the younger, to get kids that are involved out in nature to pick up the trash. It's like, DNR and the national forestry systems and stuff, state forestry areas, parks and recreation areas. She said they will gladly post something like that, and especially if she said you can get money out there. There's grant money. She said you'll get private donor people that care about this. I guess she said like people like, she called me a tree hugger. Hey. Whatever.
I'm not really a tree hugger. I'm just someone that loves my nature, my outdoors, and I want to keep it clean.
I used to be, and she was jokingly saying that because, I think people think because, I'm a businessman. I've had my company for a long time, but they think that you're like this massive conservative person. All you care about is money. You don't care about, nature and the betterment of humanity. And, I'm the opposite of that, and I like tree huggers used to be considered a bad thing. But
right.
Me, and you think about a tree hugger, what I think of one is somebody that cares about Mother Nature before everything else. Is that really a bad thing? I mean, obviously, I have my family.
No, it ain't really a bad thing. It's just the way some people look at it. It gives them a bad rap, but it isn't actually a bad rap. I'm a nature lover.
Nature lover. That's exactly it.
I'm a nature lover from birth, and I've always been out in the woods, and I've always loved being out there around lakes, waters, camps, and seeing trash just irks me.
Yeah.
To the point where I just want to find the person that did it and just
beat the shit out of them.
Maybe run their head into an oak tree by about 10 or 12 times. That'd be about the right thing.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing was, I don't get on Facebook too much, and I was on Facebook, and I posted, I can't remember what it was. I think my wife, we had to lease a car because we wanted to get a hybrid car. They didn't have one. I went to get it for my son, but they had an electric car. So we get this electric car, and we can write it off because it's through the business, right? So we decided to take it to Florida, and we took 75 all the way down, and to see how long it took to charge. Well, you get 329 miles to a charge, and then you got to stop. Well, that's like 4 hours, right? So we stop, we have breakfast, we charge. It took 28 minutes to charge it back up. We drive another 2.5, 3 hours. It's lunchtime. We stop. Same thing at dinner. And then then we get a hotel that's near a charging station. It took us 6 stops, average about 20-some minutes, but each one is at a meal. So it wasn't too bad. And people ask me how much it costs. Well, I drove 1,300 miles on $81.60. That's crazy.
Yeah, but
that's cheap. But so we did that, and it's not. We're not going to keep the car. It's up we can turn it back in 2 weeks. We're getting rid of it. We got a hybrid. But the one lady said, Eric Pearson, stop it. You're not a tree hugger. And on and on. And I'm like, it's like, I might not be a tree hugger, but I don't want anybody cutting a tree down on my property. I don't want anybody desecrating the land that I like to hunt, fish, and go hiking on. I said, so I guess if that's what a tree hugger is, then count me in. And I'm not shitting you. Once she said that, and I just said that, what I'm passionate about like that, people started just freaking jumping her shit for saying that. And I'm like, I didn't want to start a problem here, but it's like, it was kind of nice to see that other people care about nature enough to realize that I wasn't trying to, my car doesn't give me emissions, or it wasn't about that. It was just people were asking questions, so I made the post to say, yes, it cost me $82 to drive 1,300 miles with gas with my truck. That's going to cost me almost 4 times that. It wasn't about that. And then to call me a tree hugger, and I just said something about, I protect my I don't want to cut stuff down on my property, and if you don't have to, and preserve land.
Yeah, Jefferson Einstein.
She made some other little comments, snarky comment, and about it. And man, people were like, and one of the guys knew about this trash bag challenge, and he saw one of my videos, and he's like, "You go, Eric. Good for you." He's like, it's good to see that some people care more about preserving nature for our future generations than just what are you doing for me right now.
Right.
And he went on, and that just sparked a little thing, and I had to finally step in and say, hey, this lady's a good lady. She just was being a smart ass. She was just
right.
And then she read it, and she's like, geez, people, I'm just busting his butt. So it's good to
Jefferson Einstein is really got the statement down. He says, heck yeah, my 6-year-old nephew knows better than to leave trash in the woods. So there is hope. If we all work together and teach the kids to understand they should respect nature.
That's the key.
That's a key.
That's why head right there is teach those younger generations, because the people that are my age and your age and older that are throwing their trash out in the woods. I mean, I go deer hunting in different areas. One of the woods I hunt, there's some other people that are allowed to hunt there, and I pick up all the bottles and trash from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that's out there. And every year I go out and somebody will throw a bottle of deer urine out there. It's not on my property. They hunt the property next to it. They throw it on our side.
Right. It's all underneath the deer stand where you find all those empty bottles of deer attractants, foil papers from those wands, and their drinking bottles and their trash and everything. But it's
these people. You're not going to change these. You're not going to change these people. They're just assholes.
No.
But kids, like my grandkids.
That's part of this challenge, is challenging you to help people see that we need to change our ways, because if we don't, we're not going to have those hunting spots and those. It's all going to be either closed off to hunting because people are trashing it, or it's going to be private land where hunters can't go on there to hunt anymore.
Well, I had a place I used to hunt when I was younger, in my 20s. I had so much hunting land that I could not hunt all of it in 1 year. And I would go to some of the different places, and some of the places got shut because other people could hunt some of the other places. And they were the one place in particular, people are going out and they're throwing their beer cans or pop bottles when they mushroom hunt and so on and so forth. And one guy actually had the audacity to go out with, I don't know what he was using, probably a shotgun with slugs. And it was little trees that were like, that big around, like 3 inches, 2 inches round, was blowing them in half and letting them fall over and leaving all this trash. And they shut everybody off. A couple of different places where people were just sick and tired of hunters coming in and leaving their trash when they were hunting on the ground, and they shut everybody off. Fortunately for me, I've got a couple of really good spots left that nobody can go to, and I do that. I went and I picked all the trash up. I take my UTV out with me, and I help the homeowner, and then the next door neighbors throw stuff on their property. I pick it up, and I let her know about it, and she said, just because of that, as long as she's alive, I'll never have to pay her a dime to hunt there, just because I keep her property clean.
That's good.
And people respect that. They want that, and again, like I said, I give you kudos all the time, and I know it's kind of slow going right now, but the awareness to the youngsters, I think, is going to be key.
And I tell you what, it's sometimes I get a little frustrated with this. I will admit it. I do get frustrated because I don't seem like I get the traction or the footing I want at times, and it gets to be get frustrating when you maybe get one or two or one person doing it or two people doing it, and you want to see more people get into it.
Well, you want to see it go viral. That's what you want to see.
Right. I want to see it go viral.
Yeah.
Worldwide, everywhere.
But I think earlier, like I mentioned, you know, you got these people that are doing their trash bag challenge, but just getting somebody like Mike that was not involved, and he says, you know, I'm not in the trash bag challenge. I'm not going to get in the trash bag challenge, but he's out there picking up the trash. That's even better. You know, I mean, that's great. You just put that little itch in the back of his brain to where he saw that and he's like, you know what, I need to do something. And I'm sure you did the same thing to me. You know, I've never joined any of your trash bag challenges. I've made a couple of them, and then I decided I want to donate to the cause and help you with whatever I can. You know, so it's working. It's just, it's a process. You know, you got to stay the course and just don't get frustrated.
I just have to remember it's baby steps, one step after another.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just
like
I'm the type of person, once I start something, I want to see just go like that. And my brain my brain's like, yeah. My heart's like, yeah, let's see this roll off. But my brain's like, no, you got to hold back a little bit. You're not even there yet. Just got to keep pushing it.
You know, it's such a great cause, and you'd think everybody would just catch on, but it's also very hard to get the word out there to the masses throughout the whole entire country. You know, if you had a YouTube channel that you pop something up and you get 50,000 views in an hour and you're going to get hundreds of thousands of views every time you post it, well, yeah, and people are going to share that, and it's going to go viral real quick.
Right.
Neither one of us, I mean, my YouTube channel just for fun. I've got like 300, maybe 350 subscribers. I don't know.
I don't know how many of you remember.
Well, over 1,000, I'm sure.
Right. I don't know how many of you people remember Yakking with Sarah. She used to be, have a YouTube channel and do a live when Lyle and Patriot James was the only two YouTube channels out there. Then she started the trash bag challenge, and due to things out of her control, she had to step off YouTube and give up on the trash bag challenge. And Lyle gave me this idea of doing it, and I asked her for permission to do it, and she gave me permission. And I watched a few of her videos, and some of the prizes she was putting up out of her own pocket, I can't do. She's putting up ice chests and coolers and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know how you can do that stuff, but she had, I come to find out that she had people. She's doing it long enough that she had people that was willing to put that kind of stuff up, help her fund her to put those prizes up.
You know, I think with your thing, you'll get there, you know, making awareness, and maybe you start saying something to some people. Hey, you know, if you want to donate to the cause, I do know, I think I told you before, our lake association out here, one of the lake associations, they're going to bring it up at the next board meeting, and they're going to donate, probably not for October. Their next meeting is in October, so it'll be, you know, next one after that, but they're going to donate some money, whether it be $100, $50, whatever it is. I mean, they want to donate because their lake is dirty. and they understand and they think this is a great cause. The president's a really good friend of mine, so that kind of helps. And I was a president for 4.5 years, and he was on there the last year that I was the president of the association. So we work really good together, and I just kind of tell him it's kind of a passion of mine, and it can help out his lake. They'll put it up. Once they decide to do it, it goes out to all 354 members on the lake. And I know there's several of those people that will get involved and will want to help clean up. So
you see, I was thinking of a sign to have made, and one that keeps sticking to the forefront of my mind is challenging you to pick up trash and pack in what you pack out.
Mm-hmm.
That's
take in more than you take out, bud. Yep.
Pack in what you pack out and to pick up trash.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only sign that can keeps coming to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Challenge you to pick up the trash and pack in what you pack out. Let's make awareness happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If you can make that any better of a sign, then you feel free to. But that's just something that's popped into my mind for a sign. But that's what I got, and that's how. I don't know how to get. I don't want it really long-winded of a sign.
No, it's gotta be something short and sweet, to the point.
So, but that's an idea to start with.
Yeah, I love that. And getting it, verbalized to where it's nice and easy and just kind of rolls off the tongue, and it's catchy. You want it to be kind of catchy.
I like that. Challenging you. Yeah. Trash bag. Have the trash bag sign on top of it.
Yeah.
Then have challenging you.
Yeah, I like that.
And I don't think we need any other words on top of it.
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. Yeah. You, like I said, trash bag challenge, and then challenge you to take out more trash than you take in, or something like that. Just something nice and easy, and keep America clean. Whatever.
Yeah, like trash bag, then challenging you. Let's help keep this clean, or make it better than what you left it. Something like that.
Well, you get to some of these different sign companies, and they'll be able to help out and get it to where it pops. When you look at it, it resonates and it catches your eye.
Right. I want it worded to where it can catch people's attention.
Yep, right off the bat.
I want it to where the graphics or the picture can catch people's attention. I don't want people to just look at it like, yeah, I know what that is. I don't need to listen to it. I don't need to read it. I want something that gets your attention. To where if I can get it made and get a couple of them made, I can send them out to other people and have them posted up in their areas.
Well, like my sister-in-law was saying, you can get it put at the national parks and stuff. And when you get to the national park, you could have one little sign like that catches your eye, and then you might have something that's more of an information on what it is that they could put beside it or something like that. And for the people that like to read, like I do, that wants more.
Just have the trash bag challenge as a sign, and have what you can do to help.
Yeah,
underneath it, because that's what it's all about.
Well, and just even getting more people to help out with this aspect of it, the spitball and the ideas to the marketing. Marketing is huge. So, getting more people to step up that, they want to, and they want to help clean up America, but to also help us get it out there to everybody. That's where I'm not real good at. I mean, you're in the same boat as I am. We're not tech savvy kind of people or social.
You give me an editing device and I'll butcher every video I've got trying to edit it.
Yeah.
I've never been good at editing. But this is good. I'm glad you're on board with this. I'm glad Yakshore is going to help with this.
Yeah.
I would like to get some more people out there to where we can get this out there and get people interested and challenging other people into helping us
Mhm.
with this trash bag, making it aware, making people see that even if we're picking up a shopping bag full of trash and throwing it in the trash can, whether it be a shopping bag or a 50-gallon heavy-duty black trash bag full of trash, they see you doing that and you cleaned up a fishing bank or boat ramp or a city park or a campground or whatever it is on public road or the highways, even the shoulder of the highways and ditches.
Yeah.
If you go out there, pick up trash and people see you, good. Because I know if you pick up the trash and you tie it up and you put it in your truck, or like a lot of people do, they have these orange trash bags that they'll fill them up, tie them up, and leave them along the shoulder of the road, and the county come back by and pick it up and dispose of it.
That's equally as important as well.
Yeah, that's equally as important because the highways, you can find all kinds of trash and junk down there.
Yeah.
You can pile up trash alongside the highway, and the county will come by in their trucks and just pick it up and throw it away.
Well, you think about it. I tell people this all the time: is that God made this world a perfect place. He
made it perfect, but man,
it took humans to screw it up.
It took man to
just like this, throwing our shit where it doesn't belong. We're screwing up what God made for us to enjoy.
Everybody said, everybody used to say GD, and I said, no, God didn't have anything to do with damning this place.
That's right.
Man did.
Right.
Man damned the earth. Man messed up the earth.
He made the earth for us to
enjoy. His responsibility to clean up his mess. It ain't God's responsibility to come behind us and clean up our mess.
Well, he gave us people like you that care about humanity, that you care about the environment, and not just yourself. So it takes people like you to do stuff like this, and hopefully it'll just catch on. So
I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping it does, but I just got to keep reminding myself, baby steps.
Babies, just like what about Bob? Just baby step around the office.
Yeah, but everybody. Next Sunday, we'll be going over October. We will be doing a trash bag challenge for October, and there's still a $500 in prizes to be won. Cash prizes that Yakshore has provided us with. So, if you want to get in, email me or hit me up on Messenger. And let me know, and I'll let you know how next Sunday we'll be going more in depth on how to do this again. If I don't have a guest next Sunday, we will do it. If not, I will do a pop-up live on Friday or Saturday night telling you how to do the trash bag challenge. But we will be doing one in October. And we still have $500 to be split up for the winners in October. So everybody, if you don't have yet Florida Flash, please go over there and give him a like, a video, and let him know I sent you and tell him thank you for everything that he's done for this trash bag challenge as far as the prizes and helping promote this. Because without him, I'd probably given up a long time ago.
I'm glad you did, man.
There's a few times I wanted to give up, but I haven't. I still keep coming back to it for some reason. It's stuck in my heart and it's near and dear to me, and I want everybody to help promote this, make people aware.
So and you got the 500 going in October, but we may be able to get a couple surprises here in the next couple of weeks along for October. If you want to do something in November, I got a bug out to a few people here as well. So
all right, just shoot me a message on
I will
Messenger or text me.
Sounds good, buddy.
And people beware because you don't know what prizes might come up.
That's right.
You never know what Florida Flash is going to throw up next.
You know what? It might be somebody that comes in last place. It might be just a random draw. Hey, we got $100. We got this. We got that. So everybody can have a chance to win something.
Yeah.
But
It could be first place to seventh place. You never know what you might get.
So yeah, I got some stuff in the works. I got some people I'm talking to. I got a couple. With our company, you get so much for advertisement. We can write off so much stuff. And I got a couple of really big jobs I'm hoping to finish up. And if I get the one done, and I got some new help, new employees. We're all contractors. I'm a contractor for 27 years. I do disaster restoration, fire, water, mold, storm damage. Had some big storms come through, and I just ended up having some of my buddies that are like me. We work for the homeowners. We want to help people, and these guys have all quit 6-figure factory jobs, just done with RV work. It's brutal. Come work for me, and I build a house with these guys. To give you an example, it's 1,800, almost 1,900 square feet with I think the garage was 1,200 square foot, and we built this sucker in 2.5 months. And so these guys are kicking ass and taking some names, and the profits are getting a little higher. So if the profits are what I think we're going to have on the next job, I talked to a couple of the guys, and they're all willing to drop in a little bit of cash for this project. Because one of the guys that I call him my lead guy, my project manager. He's the guy that's right underneath me. He is the first to follow my footsteps, but he was on my class reunion when we went kayaking and was picking up trash. And man, this guy, he was just like adamant. He was like all pissed off about people throwing trash, and he's picking stuff up and yelling at people for throwing stuff in the water. And he was the first person I told him about it. I was like, hey, I donate to this thing. He's like, pardon my French. He's like, F yes, let's effing do it. So if it ends up being what we think it's going to be, there's going to be some good prize money there, and we'll do something for, like you said, it could be 7th place, it could be whatever. However you hit the button that draws, you draw somebody out of a hat, to make it to where everybody can join in and not have to worry about getting 1,100 pounds. You might get 50 pounds and win $100 or whatever you decide to have. It is your deal. So, we'll the two of us could discuss that, and we'll see what we can do.
I want to get me, you, and so far Yaks were in a group chat on Messenger to where we can bounce these ideas around how we can make it better and see what we can come up with.
Yep.
Because this is good, and it's a great cause, but doing a challenge like this can get very strenuous.
Yeah. Well, and you can, what do they call that? You can advertise, you can boost your post, but I think it's, again, I think we talked about it before, making a video where it'd be the two of us, it'd be you and Yak Shore with just you, whatever, and making a video to where you got to word it properly with YouTube. You know how that works, whether hey, win this much money picking up trash or whatever, to get it out there to where lots of people will see it, and getting other channels, bigger channels, excuse me, that will share and will get involved. Like you said, excuse me again, like with Mike, Mike got involved right off the bat there. And I can't remember, there was somebody else, maybe it was Jody, I'm not sure. But, getting some of these other channels that would help you out, not just me, but other channels that have lots of viewers that go live and can get, if it's 1 or 2 here and there, and then those people share off and tell other people. That's how you grow.
Right.
So I think it's spitballing, and some people that or that you subscribe to or subscribe to you, to just reach out to them and say, hey, help me out. And I know there's some good people out there to do it.
Oh yeah, I know there'll be people out there.
It was great that when you were in there when Mike was talking about it for like 20 minutes, man. He got
I mean,
about it. That's what you want. Let's get Mike to share your stuff out. Get Mike to help you out, and that's a start.
Mike's a great supporter.
Yeah,
he's a good friend. I met him in person, and I tell you what,
he's a great guy.
He's a really great guy, and I tell you what, if I mention something to him, he'll run with it.
Oh yeah,
because I don't normally say anything to him or ask him for anything without. I don't have to give him a reason. But something like this, he knows I've been trying to work on something like this for a while. But he don't normally say anything about it unless I mention it. Or if he sees your name in there, he'll click on it because he's seen that video before. And I'm going to mention it to him again when I message him and see if he can help me promote this more. Because this is something that I'd like to see catch on.
Yeah. Well, within the next week or so, we'll have to collaborate. Like I said, I'm going to knock off two big jobs off of my plate this week and next week, and this week for sure. And I can be freed up. Got those 3 other contractors that are working with me to do some extra work, and I can free me up some. I just talked to Robbie, my main guy, before I got on with you. That's why I kind of missed what you were talking. We were on there for a half an hour about some stuff, just planning our future here to free me up. I'm basically I'm not retiring. I keep saying I'm retiring, but I'm retiring from being the guy that organized.
You're not that old, are you?
No, I'm 50, but I'm saying I'm retiring from being the guy that organizes everything, deals with the clients, and then works out in the field, doing all the heavy lifting and everything, just because I'm stronger and bigger than the rest of them.
So that makes me older than you.
You're about 10 years older than me, buddy.
Actually, 11.
Woo.
But I don't look it either. But
that's going to free me up and not having to work out there, constructing everything and running every single part of every aspect of everything we do after next week. There's one job I will have to in about 3 weeks go help them with, but I think in that little 10-day period, the two of us can connect. We'll figure something out here, and we'll make up a nice little video. Whether you do it, I do, we both do one. We do one together, and then we can get something we can share out with Mike and the rest.
Yeah, I know Yak Short. I'm sure if we ask him to do it.
Too. It'd be great to have something with him that we could put into something. That he 1,100 pounds and what he won, and he's pretty appreciative. I could tell.
Oh. When he came on tonight, he didn't think he won. But you had to go back and watch that when he the first half of the show.
Well, it was nice to see his passion.
I was just asking him questions. I wasn't literally letting him know he won yet, but I just was dragging it out. Hopefully to where you seen it and you were able to come on.
I know you mentioned Don R. He was in the Challenger as well. So
yeah, but his health went bad, so I don't know.
Yeah, I knew his health had gone bad. He lost quite a bit of weight there.
Yeah, and now he's got to contend with that. So, and I don't know what happened to Lloydie, because he wanted to do this from overseas, but we told him that the grand prize would not be able to be sent to him in that aspect, but he never got back with me to finish talking about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's his loss, right?
Right.
Well, everybody's really, the world.
It's everybody's loss, but
yeah,
there was one other person I wanted to get into, but he had issues as going on, so he never came back and mentioned that he was in it. But he might get into the next one. Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
It's all busy schedule.
Just getting the word out there. This next one's cash. So, cash is king, right?
A lot of people think it's king.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it'll buy a lot of gas to get to. They give you gas money for going for a fishing trip,
Damn straight.
or cash to take your better half out to eat, or a movie, or dancing, or what? It's like the married men say, a happy wife is a happy life.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
I
hopefully.
don't have that problem of a happy wife.
I do.
I don't have the problem.
Actually, what is today? Is today the 1st? Yeah.
Yes.
Today's 1st. So 15 days. I'll be married 30 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I got lucky with that one. Found somebody that can put up with my ass. That's the key. But you know what? People have asked me over the years. I've been fortunate. I've had my dad treated my mom like a queen. They've been married 51 years. My grandparents, who just passed away last year, on my mom's side, my grandpa, he was a minister for 45 years. Loved hunting and fishing. We enjoyed so much time together. I took him fishing every 2 weeks for the last 8 years. It was 10 years of his life. But he would tell you, he loved my grandma. He said, but I practically worshiped that woman. And they were married just shy of 77 years.
Wow.
So I have seen how you treat a woman and how if you want to have a good marriage. I've looked at my parents and my grandparents, and I realized my dad and my grandpa.
I tell you what, I've watched relationships from the sidelines. I've seen good relationships. I've seen
bad,
awesome relationships, and I've seen relationships that shouldn't even been considered.
It's tough. Marriage is tough, but.
Yeah.
I saw, like I said, I got a little choked up there. I got to see through my grandpa and my dad how they did everything in their power to make my mom happy and my grandma happy. And I did the same thing for my wife. I do everything in my power to make my wife happy. In return, hopefully, well, when I was younger, I'm getting a little older. Still. When you're younger, you gotta make them happy just for a little extra sex, right? We're men. But in return, though, that they would do the same. And my wife is a very good woman. She's a good mom, a good grandma, and she does the same thing. We don't have the same likes in life. I hunt, I fish. I like to go to car shows. There's football games. I'm a Raiders fan. There's things that I love. I'm a sport that she doesn't like. I'm not a Craft Bazaar person. There's certain things like that she likes to do. And we sacrifice to be with one another, to make each other happy, to make me happy.
Each other in what they do.
And so on and so forth. And I think that's not just with marriage. I think that's with everybody in life in general. I mean, you probably know, you're older than I am, a little wiser, and it can agree that we get selfish. I don't want to do that. Fuck it. Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right. I got a question for her.
And so it's like, we get a little selfish in everything. It's, well, what are you doing for me? It's not, instead of, I love to help people. You obviously love to help people with what you're doing. It's like,
yeah,
I enjoy that. You enjoy making your wife happy. You enjoy making other people happy by helping them out. So I think that's kind of key to life. Jesus says, love thy neighbor as yourself.
Exactly.
And that's one of those things, the two greatest things is love the Lord with all your heart and all thy soul, and love thy neighbor as yourself.
Uh-huh.
And if you enjoy helping one another, you make the world a better place. So you obviously, I mean, I don't know you that well. I just know you from what we've chatted back and forth, but I can tell you're one of those kind of people, and you care about humanity. You know,
I care about humanity. I care about the smaller channels. I have a lot of cares. I just don't list them all.
yeah.
But I do have a question for your wife, though.
Yeah.
What does she think about this trash bag challenge?
Oh, she thinks it's great. If I wouldn't have been donating, you see that down in Florida there, no big deal. I got a boat. I'll pull that sucker down to Florida. I know how to fish that down there. No big deal. She don't care when I go fishing. But when it comes to the vacation spot, our vacation home, our rental home, our Airbnb, whatever you call it. I don't know what the hell she even calls it. Her Airbnb, I'm calling it, rental place. That's my wife. That's all her deal. I don't want to deal with the general public when it comes to that kind of stuff or food or anything. I always tell people I do the dirty. She does the purties. That means I build the stuff. She makes it pretty on the inside. She's very, very, very good at dealing with people and making people comfortable and happy. And when I mentioned this to her, I said, hey, this is my idea. So I'm thinking, first I told her a couple nights. And I told her, I was like, how about I do 2 days fishing, 3 nights? She goes, I don't care how many nights you do. It's a great idea. Great idea. She's the one that's going to be, when they leave, she's going to be the one cleaning the sheets. And she's going to be cleaning the house. She's going to be the one that's going to be putting out the little knickknacks and different things when they come in. There's going to be stuff in the refrigerator. They're going to have waters and so on and so food and, all that kind of stuff. Information on where to go here and there and that. That's going to be my wife. It's going to be work for her.
She's going to have the pamphlets out there for him and all that.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be work for her, and she's cool with it. I didn't even ask her. I just told her I want to do this. She's like, yeah, do it. Go ahead. And then I got thinking, because it's been very stressful. We've been through a lot.
I'm sure it has been.
A lot of the last few months of all, actually last year of everything we've had going on. And I mentioned to her again the other day, I said, hey, I'm going to have to go Sunday night and see who won the trash bag challenge and find out what the dates are going to be. And she said, well, you can tell them it's going to have to be from December 26th until into April because she's not leaving. Well, we're in Indiana now, but Michigan, we're moving to Michigan there because our family's here for the holidays. She said, other than that, whenever they want. But so they get first. We have not booked one person yet. It's just we just got the occupancy. So the first booking will be for this trash bag challenge.
Mr. Baby. So that's gonna be awesome.
That tells you what my wife thinks about it. When you get grandkids, man, I'm telling you, it's like I love my kids. My kids are, you raise your kids are your life. You get grandkids, and you don't have that responsibility of everything they need. Raising them and all. It's just, and then I want what I had as a kid, and then some. For my grandkids, I want them to be able to go out hunting and fishing and enjoy nature and everything, and enjoy this beautiful country that we have.
Right.
So she has the same passion. So whatever it takes, just something small like what we're doing, what you're doing. That's my wife is saying, "Hey, thank you, Dana." She's gonna bust her ass to clean up after them and make their 3 days there a good time. Or if I'm sure if they want to stay an extra day or so, she would even charge them.
Well, at least you get to meet someone else from YouTube catfishing community too.
Yeah. Only person I've met from YouTube so far has been Jim Smith. All around Sarah. I don't know if you've
right.
Her channel, her husband Jim. They're literally like 45 minutes from where we're at in Florida. And we were down there in the Spring Hill area, and he was playing for a gig there at some little tavern. And we were at the beach. And I knew they were going to be in that area, so we just drove like 10 minutes, 15 minutes out of the way, went in, had a couple beers, listened to him sing, and had some lunch, and got to meet Jim. Didn't get to meet Sarah; she was working there, but that was pretty cool. My next one's going to be you, big guy. So, like I said, I'm hoping here pretty quick, like I can make a little trip over there, bring the wife, and
Oh yeah, I'd love to meet you both because
she's a lot better looking than I am. Way better looking than I am.
She's probably the brains of the bunch.
Yeah, I'll give you that. She definitely. It depends. If you're talking construction, I kick her butt there. Other than that, yeah, she's the brains.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she has to be to put up with my ass. I like to think I'm not too bad.
One of these days, we'll get her on camera and have her spill the beans about you.
She might. She told somebody that. Well, actually, she admitted to me one day. We were arguing, with all the building and stuff, new house, and this gets a little stressful. And we snip at each other. And I'm a contractor for 26 years, and when you build something with your wife, who has helped me out throughout the years, it's a little rough because she wants to know what's going on all the time, and then she second guesses, and then you can't control a subcontractor all the time. No. They get behind, and it snowballs, and then the words I hate to be told is, you need to. Don't, you ask me to do something, that's great, but don't tell me, you need to. It should be like,
no, I walk away from that. I walk away when I hear those words.
Yeah, you need to tell this person, you need to do this, and then I get shitty, and I had a very, very bad temper. It's pretty good, and then you get this kind of stuff. We snip, and I get kind of shitty. Actually, I'm just an asshole. I can be an asshole, so I get to be an asshole to her, but she just wants to know. She's inquisitive. You know how women can be; they want to know, and I know this, but I don't like to be second guessed all the time.
Right.
I try to not tell her everything because I don't want to get her to be upset.
Right.
About certain things. And there's so much going on. I mean, when you're doing 4, 5, 6 projects, I got 12 going right now.
So you get in trouble by omission.
Yeah. So it's like.
Hello, River Cats. Welcome in.
I yell at her, but she still sticks around. So I can be a real dickhead, and she keeps.
Well, I get called that at work all the time by customers.
Well, but the funny thing was, though, we said something one day. I don't know what it was about. I was picking on her. I said, "Don't make me trade your ass in for a younger model." And my dad always jokes. He's like, "I keep your mother around because it's cheaper to keep her than it is to get rid of her." Because we're a family that picks on each other and jokes, right?
Right.
I told her, I said, it's cheaper to keep you than get rid of you. And I don't know what she said. I said, besides, you're not going to find anybody. There's not too many guys out there like me that are going to treat you the way I treat you. You don't get, her dad told me one day, pulled me aside and he said, listen, you need to stop spoiling my daughter so much. I'm like, what? If I had a daughter, I want my son-in-law to spoil her, right? He said, you're making me look bad because I don't treat your mother-in-law that well. So my wife finally admitted that one day, she's like, yeah, I know that. She said, at our age, there's not guys out there like that are going to treat me like that. So I told her, well, shit, I thought you only kept me around for my wallet, my wiener, because I do dishes. Now I know it's because I treat you good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. So I guess I'm not as bad a guy. I mean, when you have a temper every now and then, I think I can be I'm not that as good a guy as I thought. But
I keep my temper locked up, and some people push it to the point where I
just
get
goes off.
Close to unlocking it.
Well, I unlocked it a couple times.
I haven't unlocked it yet, but there's been a few times that I've got real close to just taking that hand right there and just.
Don't say anything like that. Last time I did that, last year, we were in Florida, and I was just bragging to my wife. I hadn't knocked anybody out in 10 years. I was 38 years old. Never got that. I'm short, stocky, and athletic, so I always gotten older guys and kids for years to pick on me. And my dad said, Boys are boys because you let them. Pick the biggest mother effer out and clean his clock. And they won't pick on him. Never take any shit. So I never did. So I was so proud of myself. I hadn't gone off on anybody. It had been 10 years. And then it happened. 2 minutes, probably not even that. She pulls out of a gas station, and then there's I-75 off-ramp. Some asshole come flying off there, probably 70 mile an hour, right up on her ass. She didn't do nothing wrong. You couldn't even see him. I was watching. He wasn't even off the ramp. Blares the horn at her. We go to the next stoplight. He could have went through it. We stop. He backs up and gets not right up by my face, but just his car is just enough where he can yell at me with the window down. And he told me to learn how to F and drive. And being that my temper's good, right? I said, I don't know if you noticed this, I'm not driving. And then he said, you need to teach that effing bitch to learn how to F and drive.
That was it.
That was it. Then I remember telling him to shut his effing mouth, and I grabbed the door handle, took my seatbelt off, because if somebody comes out of their car, I don't know if you know this, but most states, if someone comes out of their car at you, you don't have to wait for them to hit you. They become an aggressor coming at you. I remember calling him a sea sucker and a bunch of other explicitives, and I blacked out. I was so mad. Of course, he never got out of the car. And my wife was like, what the heck just happened? Why did you? She goes, you told him to give you a BJ. I said, I was so mad, honey. I just wanted to get out of that car because how he disrespected you. As soon as you got out of the car, I was going to wipe his face off the pavement. And she says, you just said your temper was so good. I was like, I know. And you let me do this. You should have shut my mouth. She goes, well, the way he talked about me, he deserved it. This guy, you have to see him. I mean, I'm 5'8", about 200 pounds. I got a little bit of a belly, but I mean, I graduated with 172 pounds and 29-inch pant weight, so I'm a stocky guy, right? This guy's 6 foot tall and maybe 135 pounds, soaking wet. So my wife's like, he just needed his little ass spanked. He's probably 26, 28 years old. I'm like, well, honey, I'm 48 years old. They're younger. They may be smaller, but they're quicker than I am. I could have got killed by this guy.
All you need to do is one good hit.
Well, I told her, I've been fortunate enough that usually a fight lasts one punch or two, but I don't. Don't it? I don't.
I may be old, but when I'm going to hit a younger kid, there's one spot I'm going to take the breath out of him, and it's not the throat.
I just, I told her I don't ever want to fight again, and then literally 2 minutes later, here I am. My temper. Oh, I'm so bragging about my temper being so good, but the thing you don't do, you don't disrespect my life, and you don't respect my mom.
Hey, you can talk bad about me all you want.
Yeah.
But you leave my family and everybody else out of it. You bring them into it. You go into the ICU or somewhere else.
And the thing of it, I tell my wife, is like, it's just words. I mean, that whole sticks and stones, People get so offended with stuff. I'm like, sticks and stones, but it was just the fact that he disrespected her. It's different. Like you said, to me, you can call me everything you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like being called stupid, but other than that, even then, I don't care. I'll let it go. I think violence is stupid and everything, but
violence is stupid,
but sometimes it's warranted, man.
There's a point where someone is going to keep razzing it to the point where someone's going to get hurt.
When defending my wife's honor, that's a different story.
Yeah. You got to defend your wife's honor. You got to defend those who can't defend themselves.
My philosophy is the worst thing that happens, I'm going to get my ass whooped. But you won't talk about my wife like that again, because I'm going to try like hell. You might kick my ass, but you're going to earn it.
Yeah, he's good. If a guy comes up to me and if I had a wife and said that to me, I'd have reached through that window and grabbed him by the throat and pulled him out of the car and beat the living daylights out of him.
Luckily, I was smart enough. One of my buddies is a cop, and my son had gotten into this situation where some dude actually, for no reason, he was hopped up on meth or whatever. My son honked at him and he pulled out in front of him, turned his car freaking sideways in the middle of the road. And I taught my kids, if somebody ever stops you, never stay in your car. Always get out of your car because you're vulnerable. You know, they kick your ass when you're sitting in the car. Get out of the car immediately. And he got out of the car when this guy come at him. And he was trying to be cool about it. I said, never try to fight. So he was, asking what his problem was. And the guy, I can't remember what he said to him about a honk. And he said, well, I almost hit you. So I honked. He said, well, you're going to show a little effing respect. And my kid's 16. This guy's like 28 at the time. And my kid then, I always told him, you show respect to adults. But if they disrespect you, then you don't have to show any respect. And he said that to him, you got to show a little effing respect. And he said, if I am, you just disrespected me. And the guy put his hands on him. And my kid hit him in the nose, broke his nose. He said he just saw blood splatter all down his shirt. And the guy started screaming and running away. I yelled at my son because the guy turned around and almost ran him over. He tried to hit him with his car. Well, he called me freaking out because he thought he did a drive-by because he took off. My kid went home. And I'm like, oh, shit, you hit somebody. He's like, no. And he told me you punched him in the face. I called my buddy who's the town marshal. And he said, no, Eric. He said that guy became the aggressor. He got out of his car. He went at your son. He defended himself. And he said, besides, I don't think he's going to call into the police station. Do you want to call into the police station at 28 years old and say you just got the shit kicked out of you by a 16-year-old kid? Like, no. But that's when I realized, you have the right to defend yourself if somebody gets out of their car and comes at you.
Someone lays hands on you, it's time to defend yourself.
Yeah. But, and again, it's
I may not condone violence.
No, I don't either. But you got to protect yourself. And my kid, you have to understand, my kid's, I'm 5'8", so he's probably about 5'5", and he weighed maybe 140 pounds. He's not this big guy. He's not this big, scary guy. So he needed to protect himself.
Yeah. I will say this. I do not condone violence, and I do not preach violence.
Nope.
I would rather keep it peaceful, content, and challenging people into being good stewards. But other than that, if someone lays hands on you, don't turn the other cheek.
No.
It ain't gonna come out good for you.
I can tell you, people turn the other cheek when it comes verbally or whatnot. But if somebody freaking puts their hands on you, I'm like my dad. You bullies are bullies because you let them. Knock them the F out. That's what my dad would tell you. And my dad was a little guy, 5'10", 140 pounds. He was a little guy. So.
Yep.
But he was smart enough to know that. I was a freshman in high school when he told me that, because I made the varsity team in football and baseball. So he's like, that's when he let me know these seniors, these juniors that are bigger, they're going to push you around. They're going to pick on you, make themselves look good. You pick the biggest mother effer out, clean his clock when they do that. But don't. My dad always told me, don't ever start a fight. Because if I find out you ever start a fight, when you get home, you're going to get it twice as bad as you did.
Don't start them, just finish them.
Just finish it. Exactly. You don't start it, but by God, you better. He would tell me, but by God, you better finish it.
With that, I'm going to end this because I got some things I got to get done before I go to bed tonight.
Yeah, I gotta finish up an estimate here. So, good talking to you guys.
Thank you for her part of the prize. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
And thank you for everything you've been doing, Eric.
Oh, hey, my pleasure. And we'll be in touch in the next week or so.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. You take care too. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
With that being said, everybody have a good night and stay tuned for the upcoming live for the trash bag challenge. It could be either Friday night or actually I make it Saturday night since we got 2 stands going live and everybody else going live. So stay tuned for Friday night. I will do a brief pop-up live on the trash bag challenge. And I am looking for a guest for Sunday night. So if you know anybody who wants to be a guest, shoot me a message or shoot me an email. Thank you and good night.